My name is Outsider2522 and welcome to another Idleon video. I know it's been a hot minute, I have been super busy and I can only apologise. Today we're going to be looking into the latest boss, the Emperor, things you might want to know about him, how his attacks works, how you can beat him kind of infinitely, it just takes time. Let's talk about it. I almost forgot to drop my usual senseless plug. Please like, share and subscribe, it helps the channel to grow, it helps me as a developer. I know I'm not as active these days, I'm going to try and work on that. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so the Emperor, where is he? He's in the final stage of World 6, the Samurai Guardian stage. There's a pagoda in the top right hand corner. If you go to it, there is a new boss. The boss works a bit differently. So previously we would get tickets for bosses and you'd be able to use the tickets, they would go into your storage. With this boss, you get a daily amount of attempts automatically credited, and you can only hold up to a certain amount. I believe to begin with it's 6 attempts, which means that technically you can go AFK and not attack the boss for 6 days at that point. This does change, so I'd like to bring your attention to the limited special shop, or the FOMO shop. Inside of there is a bonus called lifetime tickets. This will increase your daily entries by +1. You can buy it twice. It is a little bit pricey on blue gems, but what this means is that you will get 3 attempts per day. Each bonus of this adds an extra 6 to your storage, which means you would then be able to go up to 18 attempts stored. So it's still 6 days waiting, but you're going to get 3 attempts per day, so you can go through the boss 3 times as quick. There is another thing in here called the single entry. You can buy this up to 20 times per account. It's going to give you 20 tickets. It's a thing, okay? The only bonus to this is you're going to get through the content a lot quicker because you're going to be able to do 20 runs straight away. But other than that, it just speeds up your progress. Whether you want to purchase it is entirely up to you. There is another bonus, which is in the Jade Emporium. So this is a free-to-play friendly one, as long as you've got far enough in sneaking. So it costs Jade. The Jade needed these days, compared to how far you can go in sneaking with all the recent bonuses, shouldn't be too difficult to get to if you put a little bit of time into sneaking. What this bonus is going to do is going to give you a 50% chance to get +2 visits to the Emperor every day, and it adds an extra 5 attempts into your storage, which means that with all bonuses you're at 18, plus this you can go up to 23. That means technically if you were to get 3 per day, you've now just bought yourself an extra day. You've got a whole week where you can go AFK. Although with this bonus, it means that you can get anywhere between 3 and 5 attempts per day, which could technically mean you have to do it a bit earlier. Just something to consider, but because this is much easier to get hold of, it's definitely a bonus. The ones in the FOMO shop, depend on yourself if you've got enough blue gems or you want to spend and support lava. Now the actual boss, what is the difference? The main difference is with the other bosses, you would basically just get drops from them and that's it. With the Emperor's Castle, it comes with bonuses. There are a lot of them. Things like increased ninja stealth, more Deathbringer bones, cheaper farming upgrades, opals, extra dust for your Windwalker, Equinox bar. There's a lot, okay? Many of them very, very good bonuses for what we already have. Some of them looking into the future. So it's worth investing some time into it. Now, how does the Emperor's Castle actually work? The way it is every attempt that you kill the Emperor, you will unlock a new bonus. You will also get drops from the Emperor, which you can use to make the new set. The new set is very good. It's a straight upgrade on the God Shard set. You do need a God Shard set to upgrade into it, and it only uses one item, which is the ribbon. I think it's called a ribbon. Let me just double check on that. Yeah, the Emperor ribbon, which drops from this Emperor. The Emperor can drop all cards dependent upon what rank you're up to. So whereas on the other bosses you would choose the difficulty, on this one, because it scales, the difficulty increases. What also happens is every time you kill the Emperor, its health is going to go up. This at first may not be a problem, but later on it can be a bit annoying, and this is why I say you can technically beat this an infinite amount of times, but it just takes longer. So what will happen is you will go into there, you will kill the Emperor as many times as you can, you'll reach a plateau or lid, like a ceiling to how far you can go. At that point, you've got two choices. you can either sit on your bonuses, or you can choose to reset. What reset does is it lowers your Emperor level by 1, which means that you lose the last bonus that you had earned. But you can now kill the Emperor again at the last difficulty to farm more materials. What does this mean in practice? I'll give you some numbers as an example. So say if you were to get to Showdown 5 and you got stuck because your damage isn't quite high enough, you could reset to level 4, which means you would get all the bonuses up to rank 4, and then you could beat that boss again to go up to rank 5. When you choose to do that is up to you. Again, the Emperor drops a few things that are worthwhile. So the wings are very good if you're farming XP actively. That's a use case scenario. They're definitely worth getting at least 1 set of, and you need them for the armor set bonus. The opal, sorry, is a bit of a strange one. I'd need to do testing. I haven't got it to drop yet, but basically it gives you a 10% efficiency bonus. That's really good, but it goes in the sparkle slot, which is kind of fighting against an AFK gain rate. The reason why it needs testing is because with efficiency you reach a point where getting more efficiency is very, very hard to actually get you more drops, because you need to go to the next tier, whereas AFK will always give you a better sample size. Swings and roundabouts, okay? It might be a use case thing, but I'm not so sure the obals are as key to farm. My plan, if I'm honest, is to get one of those. I've already managed to get the wings. I got super lucky. Get one obal, get enough resources to basically make the armor for all of my toons, and after that I'm probably just going to sit on the furthest bonus I can get until my damage goes up. Okay, how does the actual boss work? Because we've got scaling health, which means it's a bit different. The boss has 4 phases that I can remember of. So the first one is Energy Surge. With this, if you've ever done the World 2 dungeon, you will be more than accustomed to this attack. What it does is it puts red highlights on the floor as like an indicator of where the damage is going to land. If you're in that landing point, you will take damage. The reason this boss can take a long time is because if he hits you, he regenerates health. The next attack we're going to talk about is called Toxic Deluge. What that does is it drops toxic balls from the air, similar to Chisor in World 3 with the ice spikes. You simply have to run around and dodge it. The third attack is that he summons his guards, which are the samurai warriors. They appear inside. These are a nice way to recover your health if you have been hit by a few of his attacks, because again later on he can do quite a bit of damage. And then the fourth attack is a mudslide. With that, boulders will appear on the various levels of the map. If you time it, you can jump between them. If you've done the World 2 dungeon in any sort of context, you'll have seen similar mechanics. They're quite easy to telegraph and therefore dodge, apart from the Energy Surge. That one can be a bit of a pain. My recommendation is that you go in there with something like a Siege Breaker that can attack from a distance. So in between the dodges, you can fire off arrows and abilities. Have your attack bar open so you can kind of hit it with whatever you need to do. Whilst editing the video, I remembered there's actually a 5th attack this boss can do, which is, I think it's called Sword Throw or something like that, where he basically throws swords at you. Again, is very easy to telegraph. The swords are kind of like in the pet battles where they loop up. But again, you can kind of just move out of the way. Like I said before, bring in something like Siege Breaker where you've got great distance on it. You can kind of shoot from everywhere. So yeah, it's not the hardest mechanic, but it's worth mentioning. That being said, that's kind of all there is to the boss. I think this is a better way to implement a boss because it rewards you rather than just the other bosses where you kind of get to a point where all they're good for is gem farming. This actually gives you bonuses in game that are kind of useful. So definitely worth farming. Okay, that's all I've got for you. So if you found this video useful in any way, shape or form, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. As always, you've been amazing. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care.